Wasson from CreativeGuitarStudio.com. So let's face it, when you jam out on a guitar solo, you don't play every scale and lick and technique in every position of the guitar neck. I get it. However, are you probably like a lot of other guitar players where you just play something like pentatonic in only one region and you forget to do some of the other important things that can make your guitar solo really stand out? Well, today I'm going to show you 5 facts about soloing that you need to know. They all work as one concept, so once you get these 5 down, your solos will sound a lot better and they'll be more fun to play. Afterward, I hope you'll join me for the second half of this lesson over on my Patreon page, where I'll take your guitar solos to the next level by expanding on the 5 ideas that we'll play here. On Patreon, I'll have a jam track progression, an example solo using modes, and I'll discuss how to start making up guitar solos on the spot using improvisation. Do you want an amazing guitar book that's perfect for any guitarist at any level? Well, here's how to get yourself a copy of the Creative Guitar Studio Handouts Collection ebook. It's easy to do with any donation of $5 or more made on the CreativeGuitarStudio.com website. You'll instantly receive a copy of this 100-page guitar lesson ebook. It's jam-packed full of chords, scales, arpeggios, music theory, and technique drills. Join the thousands of guitar players who've already received their copy of this amazing lesson book. Just head to CreativeGuitarStudio.com/donations to donate and download your copy today. Playing a decent guitar solo means that you need to have access to different melodic options along the way. And whether that means just something simple like changing neck position, maybe changing a scale here or there, changing how you phrase lines with slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, vibrato, whatever that may be. And the bottom line is the more options that you have, it's always going to equal a more refined solo in the end. So let's get started into my 5 facts I want to cover here with you. The first one's going to be all about soloing within one position on the guitar fingerboard. Now, somebody like Richie Sambora, great example of a guy that just generally sits in one region when he plays solos. I'm going to go through a jam here for you that's in A minor, covering just simple chord changes of A minor and then F and G back to the A minor. And I've got a melodic line for you that sits right in position. Here's the jam loop. You're going to get this if you're a Patreon member at the $15 a month tier. And it's going to be also including a second video for this lesson as well. Check out the line. Now what you can hear going on there is just I'm staying in position. I'm not going anyplace. I'm just in between 5th and 8th frets really. Just staying in there. I'm doing one slide, this grace note idea on 6 to 8 on 2nd string, but I'm just really between 5th and 8th frets, and that's it. And you can hear the melody coincides with the chord change, is 100%, sounds great. And that's one aspect, but what if you branch out from there and you decide to kind of go more in an along the neck fashion? Well, I've got one of those examples also for you. I'm going to hit that jam loop once again, and this example is going to travel from around 5th fret area up and then back to around 8th. Check it out. Here we go. Now, as you can tell with this one, I'm starting more into a pentatonic line here. Switching positions from around 5th up into 7th, so I'm moving slowly up the neck, and then I get into 8th. Then I'm going to jump to 10th. And I'm going to do a run that goes up, kind of like a 16th note style idea. With one slide there too, there's a 12 to 13 slide. And then I'm just dropping down, finishing on this G note, the 8th fret, 2nd string. So you put it all together, you got a lot of neck that you're covering, a lot of real estate that you're going down here. And it fits really nice inside the lines for the key center A minor as well. So keep this stuff in mind because you do have separate options of just playing in a position or moving more laterally along the neck. So let's get to the third point that I want to bring up here with you. And this is just kind of a splitting the difference concept between doing licks and then doing something more melodic. Now you're probably wondering, okay, so what's the difference between a lick and some kind of melody line? Well, it's pretty straightforward. A lot of time, when you're doing a lick, it's kind of a repetitive concept. I've got kind of an option here for you to try two different things in this realm. They're both again in A minor. The lick element is just going to be something you probably heard before. Kind of sounds like a Chuck Berry line there. Just bending the 7th fret of the 3rd string and then tagging a couple of 5th fret notes on 2nd and 1st, and that's more of a guitar lick element, but let's go into more of a melody line. Here, check this out. Now in this example, I'm doing a slide on 3rd string, and then a slide on the 2nd string, and then I'm going to hold that and then hit a 5th fret, 7th fret between the 2 strings, and I'm ending with a slide on 3rd string back to the 5th fret of the 4th. So it's a little bit more back and forth and involved. I mean, a lot of times when you have a guitar lick, it's pretty repetitive, and you could take any kind of lick and break it down that way, maybe Jimmy Page style idea, like. You can hear it's kind of like just one concept just kind of floats a lot of times, and those licks, some of them can be kind of melodic, but they're most of the time mostly a repetitive idea. So melodic statement or guitar lick, think of it as vice versa. You can have one or the other, and of course you can blend the two of them together. Okay, now let's talk about my next point here because it's a really important one. It's about phrasing devices. Now, if you're not really tuned into all this stuff, phrasing devices are basically ways that you add more of a human touch to your guitar playing. So they can be something like a slide, could be a hammer-on, could be a pull-off, could be, 2-note chords or what they call double stops or dyads. It could be a muted, palm muted concept. So a lot of ways to approach it. Vibrato, just did that vibrato element. So I've got a statement here that's basically just set up in the key of A minor. And what I'm doing is quite a bit of this stuff. Let me just play it for you first. All right, so let's break this down. I've got a slide idea that's moving along the neck, and then I'm doing a fast 16th note triplet, coming into 8th fret 2nd string, sliding down into 4th string 7th fret. And then what I'm doing next is some 2-note chords. I'm playing them with hybrid picking. I do that a lot, so pick and middle finger, popping the strings a little bit more that way. So I'm dropping 7 and 5 to 5 and 4, and then 3 and 2, sliding back to that 5 and 4. And then using palm muting, I'm going, so palm muting for 7 and 5, and then 7th fret, 4th string with vibrato to finish everything off. So you can tell, you put that together and you've got quite a few techniques there. Slides, hammer-on, pull-offs, you got the 2-note chord concepts, 3 double stops, palm muting, vibrato. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So when you take all this into consideration of what you can be doing to make your lines sound a lot more human, these phrasing devices, and there are others, but I mean, like, these phrasing devices are some of the big time popular ones, and they really do give your sound a whole other lift. It's one of the things when, if I'm working in a private class with someone, I'll notice right away with a student who kind of has a dead sound coming out of their solos, and it's because they're really doing next to no phrasing devices. So definitely add these in. All right, the last element that I want to bring up here, the last fact that's important is to be aware of other scales. You know, back when I used to do a ton of private teaching, especially through the 1990s and into the early 2000s, I was teaching like crazy. I had a lot of students I would see every week. And one of the things that was really terrible for a lot of people is they just were so limited on their scale knowledge. I want to go over three main outlooks for the scale right now. I'm going to start with what everybody pretty much, starts with, which is pentatonic. Here's a short pentatonic run. Then I want to move to natural minor. And then I want to cover some arpeggio tones. So those are the three elements I need you to really focus on and become well aware about. If you're not tuned into any of this stuff at all, you don't really know it very well on your neck, I'd highly suggest checking out my courses over at creativeguitarstudio.com. The intermediate and advanced courses will really get you to a pinnacle on this stuff, because when you understand all three of these, the pentatonic, the natural minor, the arpeggio applications, you're really able to take your playing to a whole other level, and technical as well as, melodic. Because what ends up happening is you understand how every note is set up on the neck and what each of these different scale approaches does for you. Like pentatonic, it's really nice for melody because it's eliminated the half steps out of the scale. All you've got is whole steps and augmented seconds. Now, if you look at what's going on with the natural minor scale, you've got those half steps there. And they really add to the application of melody in a more sophisticated way than you get with pentatonic. Pentatonic's great, there's nothing wrong with it, it has some great sounds, but the sophistication definitely goes up with the full minor or major scales that you're playing. You got 7 notes instead of just 5. So it makes a difference. When you get into arpeggios, though, that's a whole other thing, because now you're tracking the exact notes of the chord itself. So you've got every chord tone there, and they're spread out and laid out along the guitar. So you've got a really good way of connecting everything, and it just gives you such cool options for playing lead lines that are well entrenched to the exact sound that's going on with your chord in the background. So it's like now you got the perfect chord tones all lined up when you do arpeggios. It's, you put these three together and you've got like an arsenal with the scale type application of creating amazing guitar solos. There is, however, another layer to this, and that's what I'm going to be coming up with next in the Patreon lesson. I hope you join me there next. I'm going to be getting into modes. Now, modes are variations of the major scale, and in fact, natural minor is the Aeolian mode. It's a variation of the basic major scale, and we're going to be talking about the Dorian mode coming up. I've got a great jam track example for you. I've got a cool melody that's going to be worked out as a foundation melody. From there, we're also going to do a discussion on doing improvisation. I've got some great tips for you over there. So please join me next on patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio. We're going to carry on with some more ideas with these 5 facts about soloing to really take everything up to the next level. And for course material, check out my site at creativeguitarstudio.com. You're going to love it. There's a ton of fantastic guitar courses on there that are just, really well thought out and organized. I've had this stuff on the go for many, many years, and I've just refined it so it is excellent. If you're signed up as one of my $15 a month Patreon members, you'll get to watch a bonus video for the second half of this lesson. And in the bonus part 2 video, I'll help you take your guitar solos to the next level by expanding on the 5 ideas that we've covered here. On Patreon, I'll have a jam track progression, an example solo that uses Dorian mode, and a discussion on how to start making up guitar solos on the spot by way of doing improvisation. Plus, as a Patreon member, along with that bonus video, you'll get the jam tracks, and you'll also get to download a detailed PDF handout that shows you all the examples in both music notation and in tab. Plus, it also includes a number of additional tips and explanations that you don't get in the video lessons. So head over to my Patreon, become a $15 a month supporter today at patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio. And guys, if you want to help support the channel even further, check out our Teespring store. The link is located inside the top pinned comment below. The store has all kinds of great guitar designs on t-shirts, sweaters, bags, hats, and coffee cups. All the designs and the prints are top quality. In fact, I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. Let me tell you, the fabrics and the prints are just fantastic. Go and check out the store, and if you're a member of the website, use your Creative Guitar Studio coupon code to get your members discount at checkout on Teespring. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and give the video a thumbs up below. And remember, if you're looking for a step-by-step guitar program that puts real tested methods into a proven guitar course, not just random YouTube videos, it's all available over at creativeguitarstudio.com. Plus, you're going to want to make sure you're seeing all my guitar lessons here on YouTube. So go and turn on those notifications, ring the bell, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, I'll be back here again real soon with another video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now. I have over 30 years experience teaching guitar, and I've written a well-organized step-by-step guitar course. Head over to my website at creativeguitarstudio.com and sign up for a free membership today. Join the thousands of members worldwide who have already enrolled. There's no need to learn the guitar on your own. Let me help you become the best guitar player you can be.